Hey everybody, welcome to the Isabella Banks YouTube channel. I'm Wheezy and it's lovely to be here with you this evening. We have a firecracker of a video for you today because there's an ongoing discussion about what's going on with Trump and King Charles. Now grab your popcorn because we have a few topics to unpack this evening. Okay, let's just hook up with Instagram and then come back. Just a second. All right. So, what is actually going on? Donald Trump has officially given King Charles um he has given King Charles's offer to join the Commonwealth a big old thumbs up. Yep, you guys heard me right. The man who wants to buy Greenland is now thinking that it would be a good idea to become an associate member of the Commonwealth. He thinks that would be a fantastic idea. It's almost like that's been the plan all along to bring the United States of America under the Commonwealth. I don't know because um as we are going to see when we go through this video, there are a lot of signs that have been pointing to an agenda. But this is the reason why I talked about it in my last video, and I'm bringing it back again because the forecast is looking stormy. Um, I am half expecting Donald Trump to slap the Commonwealth logo on the MAGA hat and instead make it a mega hat. That is, make empires great again. It looks like that is the essence of the campaign. And a lot of people are sleeping on this because it sounds too crazy to be true. But Trump coming back into the White House also sounded like it was too crazy to be true. And yet, here we are. Yet, here we are. Look at this. Trump weighs in on report King Charles will offer US membership to British Commonwealth. He says it sounds good. Right? So, let's see what's going on. So the independents spilled the tea when they said that Trump took to Truth Social to share his excitement, saying, I love King Charles, sounds good to me, whilst he was sharing a report on King Charles's offer. So the news report saying that King Charles had offered Donald Trump an opportunity to join the Commonwealth. Donald Trump shared this on his social media platform Truth Social and said, sounds good. Now, a source from the Royal Commonwealth Society even said this move would symbolize Britain's close relationship with the United States. Sure, I guess, because nothing says close relationship like welcoming back your rebellious ex colony for a little colonial nostalgia. Now, I know a lot of you all were wondering if a non former colony could even apply to become a member of the Commonwealth. So, being the diligent host that I am, I took a deep dive into the Commonwealth website, and guess what? There is no rule that says that you have to be a former colony to become a member of the form of the Commonwealth. As a matter of fact, the last four, there were four colonies that joined the Commonwealth last, two of which were Togo and Mozambique. And I forget the name of the others now. Um, so yeah, you don't have to be a former colony to be a member of the Commonwealth. I checked into what the requirements are to actually join. You need to, okay, so the it seems as if they are actually halfway through the process of the US joining the Commonwealth because the first two steps as that an assessment has to be done, and then the Secretary General will have a conversation with the member states, following which an invitation will be made to the applicant nation. So we're actually on step 3 of the process, guys, just to let you know. Anyway, before it becomes final, the applicant nation has to fill out the form, endure the royal side eye, and wait for the other member countries to nod in unison. So there has to be a consensus of the member states permitting the um, entry of the applicant states into the Commonwealth board. And it is not just the Commonwealth organization, they also have to join the Commonwealth Foundation. Once all of that is done and approved, voila, the member state, the applicant state becomes a Commonwealth citizen, minus the scones and the questionable plumbing. But yeah, that's all it takes. I remember looking through the chat and uh, somebody said, invite Newsworthy says, please, when you go live, allow callers so I can explain how and what type of act from Congress is needed for even laws to pass. This would even change the US Constitution. For all, it depends. Uh, are you here? If you are here, then I'm going to drop the link in the comment section in the chat so that you can join the conversation before I move on to something else. But if you are watching the sequence of events currently going on in America at the moment, you would see that Donald Trump is literally all for tearing up the Constitution as it stands at the moment. It seems to be like this is exactly what he wants to do. And it's I don't want to say new world order, but that's exactly kind of what it's beginning to sound like. New world order. If you are here, please click on the link I just dropped in the chat so that you can come on and have a conversation about it. Okay, while I'm waiting for Newsworthy to come on, what I will do is that I will just continue. So, apart from Donald Trump saying yes to the king's invitation to join the Commonwealth, there is more. And this is the reason why I've started putting two and two together to say that there is clearly an agenda. Remember some time ago when I mentioned the King's Trust, formerly the Prince's Trust, it's now expanded into the US. Um, for those who remember, there was a shindig some time ago. They threw a star-studded celebration in New York City to mark the moment. Who remembers? Who remembers? I think when this happened, a lot of people were saying, so what's the point? Why is the king expanding into the US? Well, hello, hello, hello. Ooh, yeah, looks like it's part of the agenda, guys. Without saying much, but saying what I can, it's giving colonial chic, but with a sprinkle of Hollywood. And while I'm not saying Buckingham Palace is rubbing elbows with the Heritage Foundation, I'm also not saying it. So guys, stay woke, people. Stay woke. Don't bury your head in the sand. I'm not trying to worry anyone. I'm just trying to bring awareness that we're living in different times and there is an agenda being pushed. And if you are still living as though you were under Biden or Obama, you might have you might experience some difficulties. If you're in a big house and you've got huge debt, this is the time to downsize. Get rid of all your debts. Get close to your community if you're isolated because it's up. It is up. Anyway, now on to the funny part of today's podcast. It is the conversation about Kate Middleton. I swear the media is playing Mad Libs with her. Honestly, the Daily Mail dusted off an old headline from January about Kate managing William's tantrums and ran it like it was breaking news. Apparently, when life is giving you no fresh stories and your sister in law is dropping new Netflix series and a new podcast, they have to do something to remind people that you still exist. So, they first of all dropped a story saying that Kate Middleton is in remission from her cancer, like for the 80th time. And now they're saying that Kate manages William's tantrums because they learned about William having a bad temper, about him possibly being behind the scar on Kate Middleton's eye, possibly allegedly being responsible for it, and him and Charles having a bad temper. And they know that this is potentially something that could get the Sussex squad talking. But so it just tells you that they've got nothing. They've got absolutely nothing to talk about for Kate. So all they're doing now is rerunning old stories because they've got nothing fresh to run. And to add to the absurdity of it all, New York Post jumps in with the headline, right? I've seen toddlers with better impulse control than William and King Charles. But calling William a man child, even the tabloids are barely holding it together. It looks like William and Kate are skating on very, very thin ice when it comes to the invisible agreement, you know. Before I go on, let me look at what Loner is saying here about Trump's invitation. He says, but the applicant nation has to be able to meet up with the principles of the Harare Declaration to join, which refers to democracy and human rights. Look it up. Nigeria and Pakistan were suspended. No, I know that. There is, I think there are 8 requirements, of which, because there has been an election in the past in the United States, America would claim that they are democratic. They are democratic, and we're talking about the Commonwealth here. So I don't know. Let's see. But this is what is happening at the moment. Anyway, um, the absolute cherry on top, though, is this funny story. To me, this was the funniest thing I saw. Was it last week? It was last week. Oh, the week before, it was on the 15th of March. Some poor soul actually tried to argue that Meghan is not the only royal influencer. And to prove their point, they actually went back to the 1800s. Imagine being so desperate to diminish Meghan that you need a time machine and a quill pen to make your point. But what's even worse to me is that Kate is willingly participating in this public humiliation. I mean, sis, blink twice if you need an exit strategy. Meanwhile, royal stands on Twitter are out here pretending that William is giving Brad Pitt vibes, on his trip in Estonia. Look at this person who said, I swear this man just knows he looks good. William at Tapa camp in Estonia. Which part of this photograph looks good? Is it the teeth? Is it the barely there beard? Is it the costume? Is it the wrinkles? What part? What part of this looks good? You know? Um Kylie Jenny says Trump is trying to force the Caribbean to choose between Cuba and having access to US visa. Most Caribbean leaders have said stuff your visa. Mm, okay. I actually picked up on your comment because what I wanted to actually say about the Donald Trump situation, I forgot to put it in there when I was doing my presentation, was that um, Barbados is in the process. They are, I think, in the middle of the process of getting rid of King Charles as their um, head of state. So they are going to become a republic very soon. Meanwhile, America is regressing and looking back and thinking it would be a great idea to rejoin the Commonwealth. Anyway, sorry, it's kind of non sequitorial, but I just thought that was important to say so I don't forget. Anyway, back to Prince William. His fans are needing to do something and say something to remind people that actually William is on tour. How many of you guys in the comment section, please tell me, how many of you guys realized that William was on tour this week? How many of you guys realized that William was on tour? Because William is currently on tour in Estonia. Anyway, so they are trying to big him up. They say he looks good. He looks good. I swear this man just knows he looks good. William at Tapa Camp in Estonia. Meanwhile, other people say it's more like he has aged, like milk left in the sun. And as one brilliant commenter put it, if that's good looking, then the bar is just isn't just low, it's subterranean. Okay, some people are correcting me in the chat saying it's not Barbados, it's Jamaica. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for for correcting me. I take the correction. It is Jamaica, not Barbados. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Let's not uh focus on the little mistake. Okay. It's very possible for me to make a mistake. The point I'm trying to make is that the Caribbean country is trying to get rid of the monarchy, whereas so-called First Nation like America is trying to go back into the Commonwealth. If let's not major on the minor. The minor thing is the name of the country. The major thing is that people are trying to go back into the Commonwealth. That's the main thing. All right. Thank you so much for bringing it to my attention. I love it when we major on the minor. Anyway, so what's next? Do we expect to see Trump as the Commonwealth assistant head of Commonwealth? Novi says Barbados is already out. I just apologize for the mistake. Very sorry to you all for saying that it was Barbados. I recognize that some people from Barbados or have a Barbadian ancestry might be listening to me. It's not Barbados, it's Jamaica. Okay, thank you. All right, Kate. So what's next? What are we expecting? Trump as the Commonwealth assistant head of Commonwealth? Or should we be saying uh, Kate is leading a royal influence? Do we think that Kate, or do we should we expect to see Kate leading a royal influencer workshop on Victorian Instagram filters? Honestly, nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing does. Oh, I've got a new member, Rose Hill. Thank you very much, Rose Hill. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you very much for joining the membership of the channel. Love it. Thank you so much. Anyway, it's all a bit crazy what's going on at the moment. I don't think that there's any reasonable person who understands what is going on at the moment. But I'm just here to report the madness because I read the news, I also analyze it, and I think that I'm beginning to see a trend. I'm beginning to see a trend of that doesn't portend good. So you everyone would be wise to move accordingly. I was just going to say before we go, I know we have a lot on our plates at the moment, given what I just talked about. However, have you noticed that the world and its securities are going up in flames? And since the media harassment against bring up, we will need you to please go ahead to support us. Make sure that you support the channel by getting a minimum of 10K subs, getting to a minimum of 10K subs, because the charities that focus on media harassment have said that they will only engage with channels that have a minimum of 10K subscribers. Also, we would need at least a minimum of 1,000 channel members. So, researching, attending legal consultations, and reporting to move this mission forward is going to take money. But if 1,000 people subscribe to my channel at $4.99 each, we could propel this mission forward at an exponential speed. The link to the channel membership is already in the chat. If you scroll to the top, you will find the channel membership link there. So please go ahead and subscribe or sorry, join the channel membership. Also, we need 1,000 Instagram followers to effectively disseminate information to our squad. So, if you have not already followed my page on Instagram, what are you waiting on? Go ahead, follow the Instagram page. This will actually help to boost our influence amongst the undecided who don't come to YouTube, Twitter, and all the other places. They just live on Instagram, okay? And it will help to rally more supporters to join the cause. And the link to my Instagram page is in the comment section or will be in the comment section of this video and is in the description box of this video as well. So, um, let's get to work. A lot of this is just thumb exercises. Subscribe, join the channel membership, follow the Instagram page. It's really, I would say really simple, but you can take it one step at a time. And it really, each exercise only takes all of 5 minutes to execute. All right, let me look at your comments. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kali Jenny. Thank you, Gwendolyn Daniels, who says William looks like Beetlejuice. Honestly, and Kathy Gabby says that would be Jamaica. Thank you. I have already corrected myself. Thank you. Um, Ashlyn Mills says Barbados is already a republic. Thank you. I've already corrected myself. And mm, Karina Michelle says Will's face carries every sin he has ever committed against his brother. Wait. That slap is really hard. Hold on. I need to go back and have a look. Ooh, That's funny. That is so funny. Uh Loner, thank you, Loner, for your membership. This is about the Rump getting a title from for himself if he moves from the presidency. You know what? When I was thinking about what the benefit would be for Donald Trump, I realized that the only real benefit to him would be a title. That's all he would probably be after. And after, that's all he would really be after. Because he seems like someone who seeks validation in these kind of things. These kind of things are really important to him. And the only set of people I think who he considers to be above himself in hierarchy is the royal family. Those are the only people I've seen him show respect to. I may be wrong, but it seems like those are the only people he shows respect for. Rose Hill, hi again. Sorry being away. While the Commonwealth unites against Trump, yet the king meets with Trump, who threatens the king's own family, Sussexes, and the Commonwealth nation. I think we can, at this point, agree that the royal family have not just cut Prince Harry out of their lives, but they're willing to offer him up. It's a huge embarrassment to them at this point, at this stage, that they've not been able to bring Harry and Meghan under their thumb. And so now they have escalated the war and they're going on an international level where they were going where and especially now that Biden is no longer the president of America and people of like minds are now the people in power. So they're looking to use their people to see what they can do to separate Harry and Meghan and get Harry back to the UK. But not for anything else, just to put him in his place. Uh, Kalijan says, I can't see Americans putting up with having a king, even if they have a dictator right now. What's the difference? What's the difference between having a dictator and having a king? Are they not one and the same thing? This this is what I think. Tell me. Uh Rose Hill says Kate avoids work same as always while keeping the titles and privilege, and yet they have so much to say about Meghan. Mm, I don't think he understands what the Commonwealth is. In my opinion, I think he believes that the Commonwealth will join the US in war. Yep. Yep. Judy, they take money but they don't work. They wonder why so many people want to be a republic. Mm. Anyway, so guys, this is the conversation that is going on at the moment. I will keep you updated on the development of this story. I am attracted to it because I feel like there's a larger story at play, which we are not really seeing right now. But I think it doesn't portend great things for people who are not paying attention. And I'm highlighting it so that people begin to pay attention to whatever it is that is going on. They're not just going after Harry and Meghan in this move that they're making. There's a lot more at play. Anyway, they are. I would even go as far as saying they are trying to push us to the edge. They're trying to push us to a situation, and I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but if you watch what's going on, those of you who have experienced things in the past will be able to say even better than I can that this does not portend well at all for anyone. Anyway, guys, uh, I agree, but siding with Trump will end the crown by his own hand and still not touch Harry. Lorna says, I understand how Americans feel about their history and have seen firsthand how passionate they are, and having a king, I do not think so. Well, maybe that's the thing that will get them to get up and actually uh, resist all the changes that Trump is making. Because even so far, none of the things that he has done have been in the interest of the common man. And yet, everyone is waiting. I don't know what they're waiting on. And maybe they feel like there's nothing that they can do because the Republicans have both houses. But um anyway, it's not really my problem, and I don't think I will talk about this again after this. I'm very good at ignoring things that don't concern me directly. However, I think that I have brought this up again because there was a direct response to a story I spoke about on Thursday. Those who decide to protect themselves while waiting for this wind to blow over, I think, would be um, quite prudent to do so. All right, so that's all I have for this evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. There are over 183 people in the chat. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting on? Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to like so you don't miss my next update. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, this is Wheezy signing off. Peace.